What's going on, my friends? Welcome to episode 56 of the Get It podcast, bringing you the hot takes, latest stories, and spicy picks on New York, New Jersey, Philadelphia, national, and international sports. Hosted by yours truly, Adam Grassani, Joel Sherman by Michael Cunningham, Alex Reach, and Sam Morrell. You can listen to the podcast right now on SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Google Podcasts, and YouTube. Also, be sure to follow us on Twitter at GetAGameOnP. And with all that said, it's time to get a game on. Yo, guys, we have a new theme song for the holiday season.
I did not approve of this, but
I do not approve of that either.
Adam Grassani, douchebag Adam Grassani, who's a dickhead.
Alex, did you approve of it?
Yes.
So it's a tie, and as the founder, I breaking rules. So damn.
It sounds like the Rockettes on steroids.
Exactly.
Anyway, don't
worry, guys.
You're gonna put Jingle Bell Rock.
Don't worry, guys. We will be switching back to our regular theme song once the holiday season is over. So Sam and Michael don't have a stroke. It's only just for the next month or so. For the next 6 or 7 episodes.
Listen, the past 2 weeks I haven't been here, so I'm not dead. But listen, that song may make me dead this episode. And this will be a
what can you against Christmas season? It's the holiday season. Get in the spirit, my boy. Same with you, Michael. It's time to get in the spirit.
Adam,
you can't use the no Christmas until after Thanksgiving excuse. Thanksgiving just passed. You can't use that excuse anymore.
Technically, we're still in November. We're still in November. Christmas doesn't start until December.
Adam, I'm letting you know I'm not in the Christmas spirit just because I got done acting in a play where I kill my son. So,
damn.
Hey, and I got pussy today, so something is good.
Damn. You're gonna have to tell me about that play a little bit.
All right.
Wait,
right now. Yeah.
I mean, give us a Cliff Notes version.
Oh, a Clip Notes version. So basically, I'm an abusive father. I abuse everyone. My son turns into a bug. I try to kill my son multiple times. And overall, I'm a total douchebag and an asshole the entire time. Which, if you know who I am in person, I am none of that. I am a very nice person. I'm a very nice person. Mike, I'm sorry.
I will defend nice Sam here. I will completely back you up there, Sam.
I'm an extremely nice person. So if you saw me in this play, you would think I'm someone completely different.
Sam's a dick, but he's a good dick.
No, Mike, you know what was really funny? After my first show, I just go into the cafeteria that me and you were at when you visited. And there was people there. They were so scared to actually say to me that I did a good job because they thought I was like my character and I would yell at them.
For the record, Sam is a big old teddy bear, but he ugly too, but it's okay.
So, Sam, I'm guessing you enjoy your villain arc, huh?
Oh, no, I loved it. It was amazing.
Oh, okay.
It was really funny when I would walk out and I would take my bow and everyone would be like, you're an amazing actor. You did amazing. I fucking hated you. And I'm like,
my last bow.
Exactly. Like, if you're playing like that type of villainous role and people hate you, then it means you did a good job.
Exactly. That's why I was like, oh my god, I've never been more happy for people to say they hate me more in my life.
Sam, I hate you.
Sam, I hate you too.
We all hate you, Sam. Sam, I can tell.
I hate you.
You terrible volleyball player. Don't jump and have an ass.
All right, guys, but you know who I hate more than Sam? You know who I hate more than Sam?
Carlos Correa?
Close. I mean, yes, but not who I was thinking. Not who I was thinking.
The coach, the coach of the Giants.
Jason Garrett?
Basically,
Jason Garrett?
the New York Giants. Let's just say the New York Giants. They played in Monday Night Football and they got blown out by the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I got a take here, guys. And I don't know if you guys are going to disagree with this.
Wait, just a quick question. I just want to make sure I'm not thinking of the wrong team.
Okay.
The Buccaneers, they have Tom Brady, correct?
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay. I just want to make sure I wasn't thinking the wrong thing real quick.
Okay. But guys, I have a take here. I'm not sure if you guys are going to agree with this, but I'm going to say out of all the New York teams, or out of all the teams we're a New York, New Jersey, Philly sports podcast. Out of all of those teams, I would make the argument that the New York Giants are in the worst situation out of all of them.
About the Jets.
Jets, here's the thing. I'm glad you brought that up, Michael. I'm glad you brought that up. Yes, the Jets suck, but at least you have something to look for, to be optimistic about with Zach Wilson and Douglas and Robert Saleh. Like this is a new regime that they are taking.
And also the other quarterback that replaced Zach. Who's the other quarterback?
Mike White, but he's gone. He's
he's out for the season, but he's going to be back next season probably, and he's
probably.
They're getting rid of him.
Why would you get rid of him?
Because the Jets think no. Because they already have.
Yeah, we discussed this I think on our last episode where they suspended for Joe Flacco. I'm like, what? Yeah, we discussed that last episode. But getting back to that point, at least you have something though. The Jets at least have what would we say are the three most important positions of a football organization?
Quarterback,
general manager, coach, and quarterback. The Jets at least have something promising with all three of them. They at least have three guys with potential in those roles. What does the Giants have in those three roles? You got Daniel Jones, the quarterback, who I said before, I've been a defender of Daniel Jones, but
he's overrated.
Here's the thing about Daniel Jones. It's exactly what we said before, or Sam. You nailed it on the head. He's good at a lot of things, but he's great at nothing. Is he a bad quarterback? No. But is he a quarterback that's gonna elevate your franchise? I'm sorry, I don't see it.
No, because that's why I said before. For example, with the Ravens, you have first I'm going to go to the Chiefs, then I'm going to go to my Ravens. For the Chiefs, for example, you have Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes, in terms of running, is kind of decent, not really that good. But in terms of throwing, we know what he can do. Yeah. He can throw the football with the best of them. Then we go to the Ravens, Lamar Jackson. In terms of throwing the ball, he can throw the ball. He's not bad at throwing the ball. But what is Lamar Jackson really good at? Running the ball. That's where he shines. Daniel Jones is kind of he's kind of good at this. He's kind of good at that. But there's nothing we look at him and say, oh, yeah, he's amazing at that.
Exactly.
That's the problem with him. But what about Jason Garrett? I thought Jason Garrett was,
Sam, have you ever heard me praise Jason Garrett on this show outside of a handful of times where he had good games?
No, that's what I'm saying.
That was a bad fire for
but
hold on.
Again, let me get back to what I was saying. They don't have really anything at quarterback. At head coach, Joe Judge, it's kind of in the same situation as Daniel Jones. Is he? Do I think he's a bad head coach? No, but do I think he's do I think he's the solution going forward? I'm skeptical. I'm skeptical about Joe Judge, and do not even get me started about Dave Gettleman. Do I even get me started? I mean, I could rant for hours.
What's wrong with Dave
Gettleman? There's this have you ever seen I think bring up Christmas we talk about. You ever saw Mickey's Twice Upon a Christmas?
Yeah.
And the three and who we doing? Literally walk into Santa's workshop and they see Santa's list and how big it is and how long it is. That's the list of things wrong with Dave Gettleman.
Well, damn.
Yeah, but as you mentioned before, I'm glad you brought this up, Sam. The Giants have fired offensive coordinator Jason Garrett, and it's obviously was the right move. It obviously was the right move. You've heard me before of how boring and how vanilla the Giants' offense was under Jason Garrett. Like, I don't even need to begin to rant about that. You can just go listen to our previous episodes if you want to hear me rant about that.
Who knows? Again, maybe Jason Garrett will join the Dallas Cowboys again.
Hallelujah. And I'll be a happy man.
You'll be happy that your team gets worse.
No, we have still the best record in the NFC East. We lost a couple of games, no biggie.
Yeah,
now we had an upset because we never do well on Thanksgiving. The Cowboys, we always suck on Thanksgiving.
Mike, give your team Jason Garrett. I promise you'll lose the next 4 out of 5 games.
Here's the thing. We always lose the Thanksgiving game. That's how we always do.
And then
we're
like the Jets on Thanksgiving.
We always lose that game. We always lose.
Yeah, and when you guys under Jason Garrett, you guys always lost December games.
We won a lot of games. Damn, I'm watching this Duke game, man. Being a Blue Devils fan, it's pretty strict.
All right. Anyway,
but getting back to it, I mean, it was the right move to go on for Jason Garrett. I mean, for all reasons I feel for. But guys, if they similar to how we said before about the Yankees, where Aaron Boone's not the only problem, like he's not the only problem. It's the same thing as Jason Garrett. Jason Garrett can't be like a thing where he was the problem, he's a scapegoat, get rid of him, everything's gonna be all right. No. This team needs to clean house. They need to clean up from the top to the bottom. Dave Gettleman and his dinosaur whatever taking a running back at 2 overall self needs to go. Joe Judge has to be on the hot seat. I just said Dave Gettleman. Daniel Jones has to be on the hot seat.
I mean, Dave Gettleman does have to be in the hot seat as well.
He doesn't need to be in the hot seat. He needs to be gone. Adios. He said, I'm tired of thinking about, look at Dave Gettleman has made some good moves. Look at Leonard Williams. Look at Kenny Galladay. Look at how he did in the draft. Look at Andrew Tuss. Yes, he has made some good moves. I'll give you that. But he's made way more bad moves than good moves. Can we all agree there? He's made way more bad moves. The draft is Saquon Barkley overall. Yes, Saquon Barkley's a spectacular talent. No one's denying that. But you draft a running back second overall when you're not a good team and you're not a running back away from competing. That's number one. Obviously, the Daniel Jones pick is looking like not looking good right now. That's all we're gonna say. Is not looking good. Like look back at that 2018 draft. Let's go back to that 2018 draft. Obviously, I have Saquon Barkley, who I've complained about. I've just said my opinion on that pick. Will Hernandez, as anyone see, what we've said for what Will Hernandez is supposed to be like when the Giants were a lot of rumors that they were going to trade back and draft a Quinn Nelson, who's a beast right now with the Colts. Everyone thought that Will Hernandez could be like on that Slay level. He's nowhere close. Let's see. BJ Hill, where's he been? Lorenzo Carter, where's he been? Kyle Leonard, he was a backup quarterback. He's currently, I have no idea where he is right now.
Odell Beckham Jr., would you put him in that type of category or no?
Well, he wasn't in the 2018 draft, so he wasn't drafted in 2018.
That's true. Oh, you're talking about the 2018 draft, my bad.
Yeah, that draft honestly might go down as like one of the worst Giants draft classes in a long time. And even then, look at some of his other picks. Let's look at some of his other picks. Like I just mentioned Daniel Jones. I said for I forget his name. Who's their nose tackle? Who's their defensive lineman? Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is a fine player. I said he's a fine interior defensive lineman. Guys, you do know that Marte Sweat was available at that pick, who's killing it right now for the Washington football team. Who would you rather have, Dexter Lawrence or Montez Sweat? I would easily take Montez Sweat.
Well, here's the thing. If they had Montez Sweat, I don't think Marte would be where he is right now. Let's just be real. I think the Giants would have ruined his career pretty easily.
Exactly. And that's the point, Sam. That's why I'll see DeAndre Baker out right there. I mean, first like they thought he was doing robbery, then he turned out to be innocent. But even then, even though he was innocent in that case, like there was still that pick was still just a bust. That pick was still just a bust. And Sam, I'm so glad you brought that up because that's the thing. When you mentioned before, if the Giants had drafted him off this one, they would have ruined his career. That's the point. This is not just like, it's a Dave Gilmer problem. It's a Daniel Jones problem. It's a Joe Judge problem. No, it's an organizational problem. They need to completely remodel their organization.
Yeah, because here's the thing. It's like, okay, they drafted all those players. I think some of them maybe, busts, like actual busts. But let's be real, at least like 3 or 4 of them that you just named should have easily had amazing careers. But they were drafted to this organization, and this organization ruined them. Let's just be real. Because at least a couple of them, if they went to other organizations, would have been way better.
Yeah, I say you got Isaiah for the most important part of building like a good football, not just any football, but any sport is you gotta be able to develop players. You've got to be able to develop players. Like if you can't develop players, then like you're done for. Like just throw in the towel. You're not gonna get anywhere. Like if you don't know how to develop. I don't know what else to say. I mean, it's just like it sucks right now being a Giants fan. Let's look at how inept this franchise has been. Like for like the past decade. Let's just go back all the way to the past decade. Let's go look. Ever since we won the Super Bowl back in like what was it 2012? I was still in high school then.
And you had
I have no idea where you were at that time. But yeah, ever since then, they've had 2 winning seasons. They've made the playoffs once, and they've won the division 0 times in a division that has never had a repeat winner. Think about that, guys. The NFC East has never had a repeat winner in forever. They've had a repeat winner in forever, and the last time the Giants managed to win the division was that Super Bowl winning season. That was the last time we managed to win that division. It has just been, and obviously these past 5 years speak for themselves. Like these past 5 seasons, they've had the worst record of football. So I think if this doesn't give John Mara, the Giants owner, a kick in the you know what, and tell him that hey, you need to start you need to completely tear down and start over. Like you need to get your stuff together. Then I don't know what.
Do you think? Just a quick question. Do you think this will be as bad as the slump that the Knicks had with James Dolan before they became good 2 years ago?
I'm not ready to say that yet, but I'll tell you what, Sam. What I said before, John Mara, the Giants owner, he's starting to approach James Dolan territory. He's not quite as bad. He's not quite there yet, but he's rapidly approaching that territory.
All right.
He's getting there. If I'll tell you what, if he let's say he does fire Dave Gilman, which they're gonna do. If they don't, I'll be but if they fire Dave Gilman and then John Mara whiffs on the next GM too, then
he'll reach James Dolan level.
Exactly.
Right.
He's one bad GM away from becoming James Dolan. Let me just say that.
All right. You heard that, Mike?
What you said?
I said John Mara, the Giants owner, is one more bad GM away from becoming James Dolan.
Yeah, when the Knicks when the Knicks sucked.
First of all, let me explain. James Dolan will never be good. Let's just clear the record. James, oh God, I can have a whole rant on James Dolan.
Yeah, because he made the Knicks suck until about a year or two ago.
No, here's the thing. He fucked up the whole Kevin Durant deal.
Yeah,
he's like, I'm not going to pay him to sit out a year. We're not going to pay Kevin Durant to sit down a year, even though Kevin Durant had New York in his destination. James Dolan, you are a Mike, it's the holidays. Don't be upset, Mike. It's the holidays. God watching you today. I'm gonna hold my cool for today. I'm not going.
Hey, Adam, remember that day when he said he wasn't gonna sign Kevin Durant, and same day he signed Julius Randle, Reggie Bullock, I think Taj Gibson.
Please, we can't talk trash about the Julius Randle signing anymore. Like, we can't talk.
First of all, Randle paid off. Thank you very much. He's a top.
We can't. We can't trash talk the Julius Randle signing.
He's a top 30 player in the NBA. He's a top 30 player.
But here's the thing, though. At the end of the day, like, even with Julius Randle becoming the starter, Michael, who would you rather have, Julius Randle or Kevin Durant?
Adam, are we seriously asking that question right now?
Exactly.
Yeah, because here's the thing, Mike. Here's the thing you have to realize. If you would have got Kevin Durant, you also would have had Kyrie Irving. That means you also would have had enough pieces to get James Harden, and you would have had DeAndre Jordan come off your bench, and maybe you could have still have gotten a Julius Randle, since Julius Randle at that time was seen as a backup.
Yeah,
so you potentially could. So think about it like this. No, wait, Adam. So let me just put this in perspective for Mike. You potentially could have had James Harden, Kyrie Irving, Kevin Durant, Julius Randle, and DeAndre Jordan as a starting lineup.
Here's the thing, though. If they had got KD and Kyrie, they wouldn't have gotten Julius Randle.
No, they would have. As a backup, they would have gotten him.
I don't think.
Moving on before I lose my temper.
I don't think so. I think he would have taken more money elsewhere.
Before I break something. Moving on.
Remember when they signed Amari Stoudemire?
Yeah.
Adam,
instead of LeBron.
Can I kill Sam and hide his body? Because I'm tempted to murder somebody. I'm
wearing a Knicks sweater. Isn't that wonderful?
Sam, go fuck yourself with a giant dildo up your ass. I really do.
Mike, you did this to yourself. You wanted me to wear a Knicks sweater. You did this to yourself.
Oh, yeah. Well, we'll get to that during our bet segment.
You still got to pay your bet. You lost. So I don't care if you wear a Knicks shirt. It's gonna be fun. You trashing your Ravens.
That's what I'm saying. I gotta trash them.
We'll get to that during our bet.
No, you don't. Madam, but wait, before you get to that, you know what's really funny though? I'm trashing the Knicks so much just to get on Mike's nerves. Yet the Knicks are my second favorite team. So yeah.
All right. I mean, I feel like we're done talking Giants. I feel like I said all we could about the Giants. It's just they need to get their stuff together. That's all I can really say. But I wish we had Chris on the show. I really wish we had Chris on the show because I was going to ask him a couple of questions about the Chiefs. Guys, you think they've won 4 straight in a row? Are the Chiefs back? Are they back to being the Chiefs like that everyone knew and loved?
No.
I mean, they beat the Giants, which they should. I said before they were lucky to win that game. Then they beat the Packers. It was the game without Aaron Rodgers, so yeah, that's not really an impressive win. But to beat the Raiders, like who coming into that like the Raiders are seen as like a decent team, to blow them out, and then to defeat the Dallas Cowboys. Michael's Dallas Cowboys. I think those are two very big wins for the Chiefs.
But here's the thing. It's like the Raiders and the Chiefs.
You waited for me to come back on to say the Cowboys. Hold up. You a-holes waited for me to come back on the show to say that Bucs Cowboys. So Adam, okay.
I didn't do that.
But yeah,
I don't know what kind of conspiracy you're saying.
But yeah, Adam, here's the thing you have to remember. The Chiefs are still a very good team. So them versus the Raiders, I would put the Chiefs over the Raiders most of the time.
I think I took the Raiders that game.
Yeah,
I think that was one of my picks, which I don't see that didn't work out well, but
yeah,
continue.
And then what's it called? And then like Mike said, the Cowboys are usually cursed on Thanksgiving. So whoever versus the Cowboys is getting an easy win on Thanksgiving.
Well, it wasn't the Thanksgiving game. That wasn't the Thanksgiving game, just for the record.
No, but
that
for
wasn't
the
Thanksgiving game?
The Thanksgiving game was the one against the Raiders, which the Cowboys lost to.
Yeah, we are cursed.
So you lost 2 in a row.
We never win a Thanksgiving game. We are cursed.
So you lost 2 in a row, and you dare say that your Cowboys are better than my Ravens?
Oh wait, did he actually say that?
Yes, he said many times before that his Cowboys are better than my Ravens. You said, wow, they lost twice. The Ravens didn't even lose 2 games in a row. You lost 2 games in a row.
Oh, you throw okay, Sam. Okay. Who's gonna be playing football? Playing winter football, and who's gonna be playing golf at Pebbles Beach this summer? Let's see.
It's gonna be you, Michael.
The Cowboys.
It's gonna be the Cowboys. It's gonna be the Cowboys.
The Ravens ain't winning the Super Bowl. Let's just clear that record.
I'm not saying the Ravens are gonna win the Super Bowl, but I know damn well the Cowboys aren't winning the Super Bowl.
Anything is possible. We all know the Giants ain't gonna win the Super Bowl.
Well, duh.
I mean,
or the
Eagles. I think that's impressive.
Or the Eagles ain't gonna win the Super Bowl either.
And the Chiefs aren't gonna win the Super Bowl.
Or the Ravens, or the Jets,
or the Cowboys.
Maybe my Cowboys. Maybe we will reign supreme.
Maybe our Raven. Maybe my Ravens.
Here's the thing. I'm gonna say this about the Cowboys. Michael. I think they're a really good team. I think they're one of the better teams in the NFC.
Can you preach that one more time?
I think they're one of the better teams in the NFC.
Can you say that one more time?
No.
I went deaf. What was that?
They are one of the best teams in the NFC.
All right, just making sure. I heard you. Okay.
But after these past 2 losses, like you were saying before, how I've heard some talk. I remember from Michael and other people that they may be the favorites to come out of the NFC. I don't know about that. I would argue that there are. I would honestly make the argument that there are currently 4 teams like in the NFC right now that I think are more favored to come out of the NFC than the Cowboys.
Who?
Green Bay Packers.
Yes.
But Aaron Rodgers got COVID, so good luck. And he's injured. Good luck. Next.
All right. The Buccaneers, I would still take over the
Cowboys. The Buccaneers, I would definitely take over the Dallas Cowboys.
The Arizona Cardinals, that's 3.
Let's see if Kyler Murray chokes.
And the Los Angeles Rams.
What?
The Los Angeles Rams.
You picked the Rams at a...
Yeah. Yeah, I picked the Rams.
Okay, you lost me at the Rams, Adam. I was going to talk so much trash. You lost me at the Rams.
Adam,
I don't think that's outrageous. The Rams, all 3 of those teams right now have better records than the Cowboys.
Adam, you
records
picked the Rams.
Don't matter.
Records, exactly.
Bill Parcells disagrees.
Yeah,
Adam, that's the dumbest thing you said. Records don't matter.
That's like saying, oh yeah, just because the Warriors right now have the best record, that means they're winning the championship. Like that's false.
Adam, that's the dumbest thing I've heard you say in sports history. Adam, let me ask you a question. When your Giants won the Super Bowl in 2012, did they have the best record?
No, they didn't. I'm not saying that the Cowboys can't make the Super Bowl. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying those 4 teams I think are more likely.
No, I think the Buccaneers are more likely, but that's just because Tom Brady is just a different breed.
Imagine I had a dream that Tom Brady went to the Cowboys. You know how awesome that would have been?
If Tom Brady went to the Cowboys, I would feel so bad for his career because it would just plummet.
The Cowboys would face it, Michael. The Cowboys would have found a way.
To still lose.
No, you know what? We'll go bankrupt if we get Tom Brady. We'll go bankrupt.
All right. Before we get to Mike's hot take, we do have a couple of football storylines. I mean, the Jets lost to the Dolphins, but
that's not surprising.
Yeah, dub. I mean, but yeah, Zach Wilson is going to be starting on this upcoming game against the Texans. So, and I think that's going to be a big game for Zach because we saw Mike White, if there's one thing that we've learned from the starts of Mike White and Josh Johnson is that the Jets offense, they've got some pieces. Elijah Moore is a stud.
Here's the thing. I think we keep saying I've jumped off the Zach Wilson bandwagon a long time ago. If I feel like every game Zach Wilson starts, we keep saying the same thing of, oh, this is a big game for him. Like, I don't think it's a big game for him. Seriously, he really isn't.
I agree, but here's the thing: if Josh Johnson and Mike White can put up big numbers like with this offense, like I think Zach Wilson is eventually gonna have a big game. I feel like at some point during the season, he's gonna eventually have to have a big game, and what better game to do it than like one of the few teams in the NFL that you could actually argue that the Jets aren't worse than.
But here's the thing, Adam. You said this is one of those games where Zach Wilson needs to have a big game. Mm-hmm. Why would you want someone that can maybe have a big game every other game or every 3 games rather than someone like Mike White, who, like we saw, kept having big game after big game after big game at one point? That's what I'm saying. I don't want someone that's like, oh, he's gonna have a big game there, and then next 2 games he falls flat. But then he's gonna have another big game, and then the next game he falls flat. It was the same thing that we ripped on with what's his name, Patrick Mahone, where he was having a big game and then falling flat, and then a big game and then falling flat. And I was like, you're an MVP caliber player. You should be having a big game every game, even if you lose.
I mean, I hear what you're saying. I mean, Michael, you're our resident Jets fan here. What do you think about this?
Honestly, I agree with everything Money said.
All right. Sam, Alex, you want to talk about your Ravens and Eagles for like a minute or two before we get to Mike's hot take?
Oh, before we get to Mike's hot take, I would just love to say I love the Ravens. The Ravens are the best team. Lamar Jackson's an amazing quarterback. We have an amazing manager, an amazing coach, an amazing kicker. We just have an amazing team in general. That's all I wanted to say before we get to the hot take. Everyone will understand. Everyone will understand in a few short minutes. Right. But the Ravens are just an amazing team. And the Ravens are my favorite team, and I'm a Ravens fan. I just wanted to get that all out there before hot take.
All right, Alex, go ahead.
Guess who will be at the Eagles game on Sunday?
Who?
Me.
Who gave you tickets? Who?
You're going to MetLife?
Yep.
Who got you tickets?
I am celebrating my uncle's birthday.
Look at our boy Alex. By the way, we wish a very happy birthday to Alexander Reach's uncle.
Happy birthday.
Alex, I got some more for you. Don't be cussing at MetLife Stadium because I ain't going to bail you out of jail if you get killed. If you do something stupid.
Let's go Eagles.
All right. Alex, now I'm going to have to root extra for my Giants to, finally win a game for once. How about that? I have to
Alex,
a little bit of incentive.
You my best friend, but you gotta be careful what you say in Jersey. We beat you up now.
Oh yeah, and here's the thing: you have to remember, it's not like in New York where it's like there's a chance we'll beat you up, there's a chance we might not beat you up. In Jersey, you leave the stadium. As soon as you leave the stadium, you're getting jumped.
Alex, do not wear any Eagle gear, bro.
I am.
You will get jumped. All right,
Alex, you stupid fool. If you get jumped, don't be calling my phone and saying, I'll be like, boy, I warned you. I told you not to do this. I'll be like, I told you. I'll be like, me and Sam will be like, we told you so. We told you so.
No, Mike, next episode is just going to be dedicated to Alex because he's just dead.
They'll be like, to our friend Alex. Gone but not forgotten.
Fly high, Alex.
All right,
If we
guys.
play Fly Eagles Fly to victory. And that'll be the last moment of silence for Alex. It'll be Fly Eagles Fly.
All right, guys.
It
is time for the segment of the show that is like jingle bells all the way. Okay, Mike's hot take. Mike, I'll take it away. And just for the record, from now on until Christmas, for all of our holiday season episodes, all my puns will be holiday themed. Thank you very much.
Then you should have said you should have Adam, you should have said it's like Dwayne Wade throwing the alley-oop to LeBron on Christmas Day.
That would have been
That'll be one for last. I'll save that one for last. How about that, Sam?
All
right, Michael, go ahead.
Dear help me God with that pun, Adam, but that's a different story here or there. My hot take is going to be about, I got a two-part hot take. LeBron James fighting Isaiah Stewart.
That was unnecessary.
At the Palace. Here's the thing that I don't like. LeBron elbows you in the face. We all seen him. We all seen the highlights, right? He got elbowed in the face. No blood comes out. Sees blood, and he starts attacking him like a caged animal. Here's the thing. LeBron apologized to you. You want to act all tough when you see blood? You want to act all tough and like you all tough? I'm like, boy, you did that for the glamour. You did that for the TV. You did that just to be tough. I'm like, brother, Jamal Crawford said he felt like he was disrespected. LeBron James, who always apologizes when he gets involved with a player. He always apologizes and moves on. But how I don't like is you want to act all tough when the cameras are around. You know what I'm saying? That's like Adam trying to throw a punch at me at the game, and then he gets unconscious because he tried to do it. So, Sam, have you ever seen this happen in basketball before? Many times, right?
I've seen like fights break out, but like here's my thing. I will say it was a cheap shot from LeBron. It was a cheap shot, but like it's like the way I would have done it, to be honest, if I was Isaiah Stewart, I just would have played it off. I would have been like, I really don't care. Like he was trying to act it up and act all tough, but then it's like you see him now, he's perfectly fine. Like you're in a grown men's league. You're gonna get hit. You're gonna bleed. You're gonna get injured.
Thank God he ain't playing. Here's the thing: the team that he played for, that whole organization is known for elbowing people in the face. So he shouldn't be crying. If this is your second league in the year and you're with the Pistons, boy, you should know about your team's history.
Well, I mean, to be fair,
you saw blood.
To be fair, what's it called? The reason why they started elbowing people is because there was a certain guy, I'm not going to say it, I'm just going to say a description of, he got a 13-year-old pregnant. I think we all should now know who I'm talking about. He elbowed Isaiah Thomas, and Isaiah Thomas was bleeding very badly. So I think that's what really started it as well.
Dear God, you're talking about Carmelo. You sick bastard. You should have. You try to play it. You try to play it off innocent. You try to play it off like we ain't gonna mention his name. And I just said, all joking. I believe that. Here's the thing: there's tough guys and there's wannabe tough guys in the NBA.
There's a wannabe tough guy.
Stewart wants to be tough. Bro, you're making millions of dollars to chill and play basketball. Why are you crying over somebody elbowing you in the dang face?
No. What I loved is the fact that he acted like he was going to fight him, but then
he had like one punch.
No. But then he had one of his teammates hold him back,
and that's what we call a sucker move. We call that a sucker move.
Yeah, it's like, listen, if one of your teammates are holding you back, you push them aside if you're about to fight.
No, bro. Here's the thing. You want to act... that's why I consider him a punk. Because you like all that tough when nobody around you.
So about your tough guys and won't be tough guys, kind of they made him Michael. Which category does Draymond Green fit into?
He's a wannabe
tough guy. No, he's a tough guy. I've seen Draymond Green fight. He's for real.
The only tough guy in the NBA I ever seen fight was my cat by the name of Matt.
Oh, Matt Barnes, he's a tough guy.
He beat up Derek Fisher in the crib. I'll give you tough guy NBA players, and I'll tell you who's on and who's not. Rick Mahorn isn't a tough guy. Bill Laimbeer isn't a tough guy. It's a non-tough guy list. Sam Morril isn't a tough guy. Adam Grassani isn't a tough guy.
What about what's it called? Ron Artest.
I am not a tough guy.
Ron Artest is a bad. That's just another level of crazy. We ain't gonna talk about the Dallas Palace now. That'll be for another episode.
What about Jermaine O'Neal?
Oh, we ain't gonna talk about that.
Shaquille O'Neal.
Shaquille O'Neal ain't tough. And I met Shaq.
You just said he's not tough.
He a little tough, but he ain't tough. He's more for comedy, really.
All right, fair. Let's see. I'm trying to think who gets into a lot of fights.
Charles Barkley, now that's a bad dude. Charles Barkley said, "I ain't no role model and spit on a little girl."
That was by accident. He didn't mean to spit on a little girl.
But he still did. That's a bad dude. All right, I'm gonna give you.
What about Kermit Williams?
Yeah, give or take.
I mean, he literally destroyed a guy's face. So just scratch that. He destroyed a guy's face. He destroyed a guy's entire skull. To be honest.
Another part of my hot take is LeBron James, a fan saying about LeBron to his face in Indiana, saying that Bronny should die in a car crash.
Well, a fan said that?
Yep.
That's taking it too.
Yeah. I mean, trash talk is good. I mean, trash talk is fine, but yeah, that's going over.
I played basketball all my life. I had a person say nigger to me on defense. I had
that's common.
Calling a dude nigger on defense.
Listen,
that's not okay.
I'm not saying it's okay. I'm not saying it's okay, but I'm saying I've heard that plenty of times when I've played basketball. I haven't said it.
I played basketball.
I know. This just proves how effed up society is.
It's different. You can talk about somebody's mother that your mother plays better basketball than you, try to get in their head, but you talk about somebody's death, like, unless if you're Kevin Garnett, who's a complete asshole, but that's just a different story.
Kevin Garnett's a lot of things.
Kevin Garnett said this to Tim Duncan.
No, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day about to his dead mother. And that's messed up.
Yeah, he literally said that to him. He was in the crowd one game and he was talking trash to someone.
He said it to a fan.
No, it was during like an OKC game. He was like, "Bro, you're so ass," and then it was like trash ass, and then the N-word.
All right, and I believe here's the thing: we as fans, we allowed to pay money. We're allowed to say what we want. But however, talking about somebody's kid, that's like not even cool. You know what I mean? Because I know we pay money, but some of us, we shouldn't be talking about people's families and wishing death on somebody.
Exactly.
Yeah,
two lines you don't cross.
And here's the thing: there's funny trash talk, there's acceptable trash talk, and then there's a boundary. Like funny trash talk is like, okay, it shouldn't really be acceptable, but it is funny. Like when that one girl at a Warriors game
called LeBron James
a pussy ass bitch. That's
that's one thing. That's one thing.
But
LeBron
shouldn't be acceptable. But like, no, but that's what I'm saying. It's like it shouldn't be acceptable. But like that's funny. When you cross that boundary, it's like a New York Knicks fan spitting on Trae Young.
That's just uncalled for.
Yeah, it's like
that stuff. Like, If you honestly do that, you deserve to get kicked out of the stadium. Yeah. You deserve it.
Yeah, and that fan pulling on Kyle Lowry in the NBA Finals. Here's the thing.
I told you this story before. We had fans like at the Jackals games, like pouring beer into the dugout one time.
Yeah, like that's uncalled for.
It's uncalled for. Yeah, exactly.
It's like there's certain things you don't do.
It's like it should be like common sense. Like, don't do this.
Yeah.
But Michaels, is that all for your hot take, or do you have more?
My last hot take. On that note, I think. Not that I'm joking. That was it.
All right. Okay. But guys, this is very easy. Like Michael, I completely agree with everything you said about I completely agree with this. I thought the one game suspension was
actually, you said there wasn't even towards LeBron. That was towards Bronny, right?
Yeah.
That's
even more fucked up because that's his son. So you basically just said, "Oh, I wish death on your son."
Yeah, you don't do that. So
and the fan got kicked out.
Yeah, and rightfully so. So Michael,
I'm sorry.
If that was the case,
no, you don't understand. If LeBron has more patience than me, I'm a very kind and nice person. If I ever have a kid and you say that in my face about my kid, that's a whole fight. Like, you're not getting out of there without at least a broken nose.
Exactly. Right, that was my child. You want to be alive. If that was my child, you probably wouldn't be breathing.
Yeah, it's like
I would tell him, you better call me. Give me three things: a bail bondsman, a pastor, and handcuffs, because I'm doing one of those three things. I may have you. You may have to make me pray, and then you got to have to put me in jail, and then you go give me a bail bondsman, and you better have an ambulance for the guy outside because they may need it. Because they may need to be in medical care.
Yeah, because here's the thing. Here's how I roll. I'm like, you can mess with me all you want. You can do your worst to me.
You talk about that hairline.
Like, shut up. What I'm saying is, if you touch one of my friends on my behalf, if you touch my family members on my behalf, just to try to get to me, then we're having a problem. Then that's when I get involved, and I'm like, oh, no. We're not playing this game today. Mm-hmm. It's either you come to me.
Sam considers us his friends. We love you, Sam.
You think I'm lying? I actually did that with one of my friends. I didn't get into a fight, but like one person was trying to get on my nerves, and I was ignoring them. They made fun of my friend. I turned to them. If I tell you how quickly they shut up, because they saw, like, I gave off that or where it's like, say one more word, I fucking dare you.
Exactly. Oh man, Sam, we're built the same, my brother. We're built the same.
We're one in a million, boys.
I'm built different. All right, but I'm not sure about you. I'm built different. But yeah, I agree with my hot take. I mean, Mike's hot take, obviously.
All right, Alex, go ahead.
Alex is going to be a dick and not approve it.
I think he'll approve the fact that you just said a fan shouldn't say, "Oh yeah, your son should die."
If anyone disapproves that, you're right in hell.
Exactly. See, if you disapprove that, then there's something wrong.
Alex, you're fired. Honestly. You're fired from the show. We will fire you from the show.
Actually, trash. It makes actually a big trash talker, but he knows not to cross that line.
There's a difference between crazy and stupid.
Yeah. But guys, I'm sorry we did get Mike's hot take, but I'm mad right now. We've got some very, very big breaking news. Very big breaking news. MLB offseason breaking news. Sam, have you seen this?
Yeah.
Michael, have you seen this?
I don't want to talk about it.
Alex, you also said to us, the New York Mets have signed center fielder Starling Marte.
God, I hate my life.
And let me explain. Number one, it's in terms of the deal, 4 years, I believe it's $78 million. It's either 78 million or 76. It's in that range. 78 million for over 4 years from John Heyman.
I feel like they said the wrong name. I feel like they got the New York teams mixed up.
Exactly.
I feel like they must have done that.
It was not even fair for them to pick that.
Yeah, I mean, but boy, that's a huge deal. That's a huge sign for the Mets. Like Starling Marte, if you heard before, he was one of my top free agent talkers for the Yankees because he brings so much of what they're lacking: athleticism. Like he's a speed demon on a base pass. He led the major leagues in stolen bases this year. He stole 37 out of 42, 30 stolen. 37 bases out of 42 attempts. He is just an absolute demon on the base paths. And the Yankees haven't had that in Derek Jeter, prime Brett Gardner.
Well,
that's number one.
So what's
Jacoby Ellsbury?
Yeah,
true, but Jacoby Ellsbury was at the tail end of his career. Yeah, but this is just hey, I really wish Marcellus was on right now because I'm sure he'd be freaking out.
I just got his text message. He's happy. I'm so happy.
Well,
but I have a Mets hat, so I can just
Sam, you are petty as hell.
I have a New York Knicks hat and I have a Mets hat, so whichever team's doing good, the dick riding begins.
You heavy dick rider. Ladies and gentlemen, Sam just admit that he's a dick rider on the air.
I'm joking. Don't worry. I'm not going to root for the Mets. I'm rooting for the Yankees all the way.
All right.
Listen,
I was about to say, Adam, permission to kick Sam off the air.
Mike, listen. You know how you know I'm not a dick rider? When I'm literally in love with the worst team in the NBA right now.
You are, and that's sad. How did you become a Pelicans fan in the first place?
To be honest, it was actually what's it called? It was because of 2K, and then I went into basketball and looked at it, and I was like, oh, I really like this team. I'm gonna watch this team. They look like fun. That's why I was like, oh, we have a generational talent in Anthony Davis, so we're going to be good for years to come. Yeah, nope.
And he's like, ladies and gentlemen, we are going to become a fan.
Yeah, and then I was like, okay, so it's either I become like every other bandwagon and just say Stephen Curry's name 1,000 times, or I stay with my team like a loyal person that I am. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to stay with my team like the loyal person I am, because either way, my second favorite team, the Knicks, are doing somewhat decent. So at least I got that.
Sam, you're a real one. But that's a huge sign for him. As you add Starling Marte, he instantly becomes your leadoff hitter, and then you have guys like Francisco Lindor behind him. You got Pete Alonso. I mean, who knows what's going to happen with Michael Conforto? I mean, whether or not they bring him back.
Imagine
whether that's bring Javi Baez back. Also there was that's also the only move the Mets made today. Just for the record, the Mets also signed. Who was it? They also signed Escobar.
Would you say
$20 million over 2 years? He's a third baseman, so that's a really great deal to get a guy like Escobar for only $10 million a year. That's a really great deal.
Would you say the Mets instantly become World Series contenders?
I mean, it's too early to say that because, here's the thing with the Mets. They're kind of in that state where, you are right now with the Pelicans, where where Mets fans are whatever can go wrong will go wrong. So,
oh yeah,
they're in that state.
Ingram's injured. Zion Williamson is fat. Jonas Valanciunas is our leading scorer.
So basically, Mets. I feel like the Mets are in kind of a similar situation where whatever can go wrong will go wrong. So I can't say the Mets aren't in World Series contention, but I'll tell you what. With this deal right now, they better at least be in playoff contention. if they have another season like they did last year where they finished below 500, then we're gonna have problems. There's gonna be problems, and I'm just a record. I don't think the Mets are done this offseason. They add Starling Marte, they add Escobar. Like I still think they're in the mix to bring back Javier Baez. I also still think they're in the mix for bring back Marcus Stroman. So those are the two guys right now. Like if you're the Mets, those are the two things right now. A, bring back Baez. B, bring back Marcus Stroman, and see if you can bring back Cafaro. I mean, I don't know what's going to happen with them.
Well, but at least we know one thing now. If they do all those things and they add another more good players to the Mets, we know the management's not the problem because management's doing everything they can. And then we know they have good players. And then the only problem would be how much do you rely on their coaching staff? How good do you think their coaching staff is?
And I'm glad you brought that up, Sam, because that's right now the Mets still don't have a manager in place for 2022. They just hired general manager Billy Epler a couple of weeks ago.
Well, he's doing
who I like. I'm trying to write that sign. I do like because here's to say Billy Epler. For those who don't know, Billy Epler was one of the big reasons that got Shohei Ohtani to come to the Angels. He was a major part in that.
Well, what's it called? He already is doing a hell of a job doing this signing.
Yeah, I mean. So. Obviously, this signing is like an A. This is an A signing to get Starling Marte to land him.
All right, let's get off this topic.
All right, let's move on. All right, we got a couple more baseball stories here. It's another thing I'm mad about. Did you see this story in the New York Post? This is a story from Joel Sherman, who, by the way, Sam, you don't know, one of the best MLB insiders in the business. I mean, he recently had a column saying that he's hearing that the Yankees likely aren't going to be in on the top of the shortstop market. Basically, they more likely aren't going to be signing one of the big name shortstops.
Well, I'm now getting ready for the 2023 season for the Yankees.
Exactly. I mean, here's the thing. I mean, where do I begin with this? Like, now for the record, this could just be smoke because this happens all the time where insiders and stuff, they say all these things, then the organization does the complete opposite because it's smokescreen season, it's lying season. So for all we know, this could be completely inaccurate, and the Yankees are still in on Corey Seager. They still are in on Carlos Correa. They're still in
because what's it called? Yeah, this isn't like.
Honestly, man, I don't want Carlos Correa on the Yankees.
I mean, here's the thing. For as much as I can't stand Carlos Correa, if you have a chance to get a player like him on the Yankees, you do it.
Yeah, but here's the thing. You don't roast the greatest Yankee of all time.
Sam, did you hear? We roasted Carlos Correa in the last episode, Sam. I wish you were here for that. Did you hear what he said about Derek Jeter?
Yep.
You do not roast the greatest Yankee. I can understand you roasted A-Rod or Darryl Strawberry or somebody that doesn't deserve it, but Derek Jeter, that's like. And you want to become a Yankee? That's like dissing Michael Jordan if you want to become a Bull. What's wrong with you?
Well, I mean, it's not surprising.
Yeah,
he's an Astros.
Exactly. But you guys heard me, I said before, I'm all in on he's getting Corey Seager. He's free agent target. But here's the thing: if they got at the end of the day, if they had gotten correct, I wouldn't have been mad because you are still getting a top player. I mean, also, I would have been mad if they went after Trevor Story. I think Trevor Story would be a great addition to this team. He's very fast on the base pass. He plays great defense. He's got a great bat. I think Trevor Story would also be a great addition. But if you don't land any of them, and they just kick the can down the road and they cheapen out on again on a second straight free agency, you heard me say before, Sam. We both said when Yankees fired Aaron Boone, what did Hal Steinbrenner say? We don't think Aaron Boone is the problem. We think the players are the problem. Well, go out there and spend money and get some better players. You can't say like, oh, we don't think our crappy manager's the problem. We think the players are a problem, and then not get better players. It makes no sense.
It's like if you're gonna say the players are the problem, then there's a thing called trading. Trade for new players. If you really think players are the problem, you get rid of the players. Like, it's not that hard.
Here's more from Joel Sherman. He said, I think the reason is there's two reasons why he says the Yankees aren't unlikely to go for an elite shortstop. Number one, they don't want to approach the contracts given out last season to elite shortstops. Like, for example, the last two seasons, Fernando Tatis Jr. got $340 million. And Francisco Lindor got $341 million, and Carlos Correa and Corey Seager are going to be asking for those type of contracts. Like here, and so that's their first reason. And number two is that the Yankees reportedly very high on their two top shortstop prospects, Anthony Volpe and also Peraza. And here's what I'll say to that. Like, if I will agree there that if let's say I don't know, whatever team offers Correa or Seager $350 million, that would be the point where I can understand the Yankees not wanting to dip in those waters. I can understand that. For as much as I love Corey Seager, I wouldn't really be willing to pay him Tatis or Lindor or money. But they're not willing to get even the second tier free agents, and they aren't willing to sign Trevor Story for I don't know, $150 million. I have no idea what Trevor Story is going to get, or even Marcus Semien, who isn't I'm not the biggest Marcus Semien fan, but he still would also be a good addition to this team. And you have a whole shortstop, and you're just gonna I said before, Sam, if they sign Anderson Simmons and they say he's our answer at shortstop, I'm gonna lose my mind. I'm gonna have a meltdown. They can't just because then know what that would be saying. Al Steinbauer and the Yankees are basically saying we don't really. That would be basically them saying oh, we're not going to try to win this year. That if they're willing to do that, then just tank in 2022 season. And if they're not going to go big game free agency, then just may as well just tank the 22 season, because we said before, Sam, the Rays aren't going anywhere. The Red Sox aren't going anywhere. The Blue Jays are on the upswing. The Astros aren't going anywhere.
Well, I mean, we don't speak about the Astros.
I mean, true, but you get what I'm saying.
You want me to speak on
what you're saying?
So they need to really make some big moves to improve to see they can't just say, "Oh, we're just going to run it back next year." That would be just completely unacceptable.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are still other. To be clear, there are still other moves this team could make. The reports are saying that their stakes are still in on Robbie Ray, who just won the Cy Young. I mean, I'd have my concerns about signing Robbie Ray, but at the end of the day, if they just did get them, I would still be happy, because at the end of the day, you are getting the reigning Cy Young Award winner. There are reports that the Yankees are still in on Matt Olson, making a trade for Matt Olson, which you all know. Oh, Sam, I don't know if you heard our free agency episode, but I would be all in on the Yankees game. Matt Olson, lefty power hitter, doesn't strike out a ton, plays great defensive first base. I think he would be an amazing addition to this team. So at the end of the day, there's still time for the Yankees to potentially make some big moves. That's the thing. They can't. That's my one concern with all these reports, is that the Yankees are just going to cheapen out again, like they did last year, where all they did, we're just going to focus on staying under the luxury tax, and we're not going to go out there and get big. And we're not going to go out there and spend too much money. like I understand why they did it last year because they wanted to get under the luxury tax to reset. Because for those you don't know, the more years you go over the luxury tax, like the higher penalties you get, the more penalized you. So I understand that. So they wanted to get under the luxury tax to reset. But now you've reset. Now you can go over the luxury tax again, and get some big time players to really try to compete. Next year because again, Aaron Judge is going to be a free agent after next year. The Yankees championship window is going to stay open forever. The window isn't going to stay open forever. So they
wouldn't be surprised if Judge moves.
Exactly.
And once Judge moves, I'm letting you know, that's it for Yankees.
Exactly. And they need to extend Judge too. That's another thing they need to do. Like as I said before, as much as I would love Corey Seager or adding adding him, if that's the difference, that's the one thing I'll say is no matter who they get this offseason, none of them are worth losing Aaron Judge. They need to lock up Aaron Judge long term.
Yeah, because Aaron Judge is like a top 10, arguably a top 5 MLB player right now.
Exactly. I mean, Alex, Michael, you have anything you want to say before we wrap up the Yankees talk?
I agree with you guys. Aaron Judge should be on the Yankees priority list. Him and Stanton should be in the number 2 priority.
Well, Stan, they've got locked up forever, so no worries about that.
They're going to sign Judge. There's no way they're not going to sign Judge.
I still think they're going. I still think Judge is going to I think the Yankees will sign Judge now, whether it be this offseason or they just resign him next offseason. I don't know, but I do think they're going to keep Judge.
No, here's the thing.
I'd be surprised if they.
Here's the thing. They're gonna try to keep Judge, but in the end, it's his choice because there's going to be a line of teams wanting to get him.
That is true, but Aaron Judge has gone on record saying that he wants to be a Yankee for life. He's gone on record saying that. Now, could he change his mind if some team overpays for him? Sure, but still.
Listen, Blake Griffin said he wanted to be a Clipper for life. He's now on the Brooklyn Nets.
Yeah,
because sometimes they don't have to star players.
I mean, what's it called? I mean, even star players like Kobe Bryant, God rest his soul.
He was about to leave. He was about to leave.
He was about to leave not once but twice. So,
which is why I think they need to extend Judge's offseason. I think Plan A should be to extend them and just get them locked up, so you don't have to worry about that. That's all we can really say for Yankees talk right now. I mean, hopefully, with the Starling Marte news that the LB offseason will start heating up because. Boy, I need to start. The Yankees need to start making some moves. I'm starting to grow impatient here. Get me Corey Seager, get me Matt Olson, and let's go. Let's go win a damn World Series for Christ's sake. But that's the idea. Before we get to our bets, one last baseball story here for you guys. The 2022 Baseball Hall of Fame ballot is out. So, guys, here's what I'm going to do.
Is Pete Rose on there or no?
No, he's not.
Oh.
I'm gonna rattle off some names, and you guys are gonna tell me whether or not you would vote for them.
Okay.
Rapid fire. Okay.
I need to make sure I'm thinking Baseball Hall of Fame and not Basketball Hall of Fame.
All right.
Basketball Hall of Fame, I would be saying yes to all of them.
Okay. Bobby Abreu.
No. That's good.
No.
That's good.
You would vote for him?
I'll vote for Bobby Abreu.
I wouldn't vote for him just because it's look how selective the Baseball Hall of Fame is. I wouldn't vote for him.
Yeah. Here's the big one. Final year on the ballot, Barry Bonds.
Fuck yes.
Yep. Mm-hmm. Yep.
I think so too. I think so.
It doesn't matter that he gets. It doesn't matter that he gets steroids. We'll
get to that. We're gonna get to that debate once we're done with this ballot, but. Yeah, I think
all-time leading leader in home runs. He better be on the damn ballot.
All right. Mark Bruhler. I forget how to pronounce his last name.
Mark McGwire?
No, not Mark McGwire. No. Mark Buehrle.
Oh,
well,
Mark
he's
Wheeler.
Mark
He's a
Wheeler.
pitcher. Famous pitcher for the White Sox.
Yeah. Still, is he a Hall of Famer though?
Yes.
No.
You never seen that dude pitch? You want to know?
All right.
Maybe
Another final year on the ballot. The other big PED guy, Roger Clemens.
Yes.
If Bonds gets in, Clemens is getting in too. Exactly.
If you're a Yankee fan and you say that, now Roger Clemens screwed the Yankees up so many times. So,
all right.
As a Red Sox,
all right.
yes. As a Yankee, no.
All right. First year on the ballot, Carl Crawford.
Carl Crawford. If you didn't know who he is, then I don't know what to tell you.
I know who he was, but still, I can't vote for him.
I'm not voting for him.
I will vote for Carl Crawford. You suck, Sam.
You voted for all of them so far, Michael.
Mike,
I've been a baseball fan. Carl Crawford was like a great hitter.
He a Hall of Famer, though?
Mike, you gotta remember, this isn't the NBA Hall of Fame where you score 5,000 points and you can still make it. This is the Baseball Hall of Fame. This is like the big leagues. This Hall of Fame actually matters.
Okay, who else?
All right, next up, another first guy in the Hall of Fame, Prince Fielder.
Ooh, that's a tricky one.
Maybe.
That's good. I would still vote no, but if you guys remember Prince Fielder, he was a problem, man. He was a problem.
He was good. No, that's what I'm saying. It's like, I would say no, but in terms of skill-wise, that's a different story.
He was in home runs when he was 8 years old. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. But that's what I'm saying. Like, in terms of just accolades and all that stuff.
Out of real stadiums, out of big boy stadiums. No kid has done that.
Actually,
another one.
I know a kid that did that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Who, little boy?
I can't say his name on camera.
Why?
Because he may want it to be private.
All right, here's another one. Another interesting name, Todd Helton.
No,
I would vote yes to Todd Helton.
No.
You look up his numbers. He has Hall of Fame numbers.
So
let me look up some of his numbers right now. Todd Helton, like, he gets a lot of flack because he played his whole career in Colorado. But I mean, look at
That's what I'm saying. Did he ever win a World Series?
You don't necessarily have to win a World Series to be a Hall of Fame baseball player.
No, you have to win a World Series.
I would say, like, of the four sports, like, where determining Hall of Fame, championships matter the least in baseball, I feel.
No, I would no. They may have mattered the least, but in the championship, you still need at least one. Or at least you need a very, very good run at one.
Yeah.
I don't feel like he's ever had a very good run at one.
316 career batting average, 414 on base percentage, 559 slugging, again, 369 home runs. How many hits did he get? How many
home runs do you have?
369 and 2,519 hits. Like Larry Walker.
369. Who's number 369? Y'all get the SpongeBob reference? I am 369, and don't you ever forget it.
Are you feeling it now, Mr. Krabs?
I can't believe
Let's move on.
Do you smell
another guy first year on the ballot?
The smelly smell.
Another guy first year on the ballot, Ryan Howard.
I know what Alex is going to say for that one.
Alex, what do you say?
Of course he is.
Ryan Howard, like, he was a stud. The only thing that might keep him out is that I don't think he played long enough.
Here's the thing. He played for the Red Sox at a perilous time, I'm pretty sure. Is that correct?
He played for the Phillies.
He played for the Phillies.
Oh, then never mind.
He played his whole career in Philadelphia.
Oh, I thought he was the one person that played for, like, the Red Sox for a second. I'm not sure why.
You don't know Negro played for the
Yeah, he only played 12 seasons in the MLB, which, in fact, even less than that. He had like what, 12, 11 years, 11 full seasons in the MLB. Like, but when he played, he was a problem. He was really good.
Adam, that's the same situation and why people think Bill Walton shouldn't be in the NBA Hall of Fame. Because when he played, he was a problem. But how many seasons did Bill Walton play?
Exactly. It's kind of a similar situation. Alex, go ahead. You had your hand raised. You had something to say?
Something that I kept an eye on was his hitting, because it's been off and on for Ryan Howard, and he's that type of guy that swings a lot, and he swung at so many called balls over the course of his career, and it was hard to watch as a fan.
Yeah. All right. Another one. I mean, Tim Hudson.
Never heard of him.
Yeah. I don't think he is. I don't think so. Oh, interesting one. Torrey Hunter.
Yes, he was a great outfielder. Next.
Yeah, that's interesting. I mean, at the bat he was good, but he's one of the best defensive outfielders of all time.
Only played to rob Barry Bonds of a home run.
Yeah. Oh, here's another one. Andrew Jones.
Andrew Jones, former MVP, former all leader in home runs first season for the Braves.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Yeah. Jeff Kent.
No.
All right. Tim LeCanum.
No.
No, not even close.
Justin Monroe.
No.
No.
I agree. Joe Nathan.
Ooh.
I know you said Joe Namath. I'm like, what? Joe Namath was in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
No, Joe Nathan.
Hit or miss.
Yeah.
It could be hit or miss for him, but I'm going to say no.
Yeah, here. Oh, here's a big name. First year on the ballot, David Ortiz.
Yes. Big Poppy, are you kidding me?
I will say this.
It is so controversial for me to say his name.
If Barry Bonds and Roger Clemens don't get in because of the PEDs, then I don't think David Ortiz should get in because of the PEDs, because he did test positive for HGH one time.
Here's the thing, even though
I agree with you. If we're talking talent wise, he's a no doubt Hall of Famer.
Here's the thing, though, y'all both better be saying no, because I'm the realistic one out of both of you. Remember when he was on the Red Sox and he had that grand slam?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's why I still remember that play. I'm just like, damn.
Sam must
not talk about he's a Hall of Famer, right, weeks. Sam?
I cried
he's a Hall of Famer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, here's an interesting one. Jonathan Papelbon.
No.
Yeah. When he pitched, he was good, but yeah, I don't think he's Hall of Fame level.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Pitchers, you have to remember, are different than hitters.
Yeah.
Hitters, it's like you can be a little more lenient. Pitchers, you have to be very strict about.
Exactly. I agree.
Let me ask you a question. You think Ohtani will be in the Hall of Fame if he retires? Now?
If he keeps this up, yeah. If he keeps
up what he's doing, yeah.
Say he retires after this one season, after this year.
After obviously this 1 year, no.
Obviously
you think he won't be a Hall of Famer?
No, he wouldn't.
No.
Boys, he hasn't did this shit since Babe fucking Ruth.
You still need a bigger sample size, though, Michael Cunningham. You still need. If he keeps this up over a 10-year period, then yes, he's gonna be a first ballot Hall of Famer. No one's denying that, but he still needs to keep it up. Jake Peavy, I don't think so. Here's a big one. Andy Pettitte.
100% yes.
Yeah.
10 times
again, yes. He has some stuff with PDs, HGH, but I still think if you take that aside, I would vote yes, he's a Hall of Famer. One of the greatest postseason pitchers of all time. All right. AJ Perlinsky.
Not even close.
Yeah. Manny Ramirez.
God, no.
No.
I would vote yes for Manny Ramirez.
I'm a
era.
Yankee fan.
Again, he was a PD guy, but take that aside. If Bonds close get in, I think Manny Ramirez should get in. Like, hold on, let me look up some of his numbers. There's 555 home runs. Yeah, he's getting in. Those are Hall of Fame numbers. 312 batting average, 441 on base, 585 slugging, 257
I got for you guys. I got a joke for you. One. Guess who I think's going to go to the Hall of Fame?
Who?
Michael Caine.
Broadcast Hall of Fame. Yes. Do they have Do you have a broadcasting section for in the Baseball Hall of Fame?
I think so.
If that's the case, then he should get in. He should get in. All right, here's a big one, really big one. First round about Alex Rodriguez.
Yes.
Yeah. Again, if Blonzo clones get in, A-Rod is a.
If my father would have heard me say this, I would probably be disowned if I picked yes. So because my dad hates Alex Rodriguez as a baseball player, I probably will be disowned if I say yes. So I'm just gonna keep my mouth shut on this one.
Okay.
If you don't want your boy to be disowned by his father, then no.
All right.
So what Mike basically is saying is yes without saying yes.
Exactly. Scott Rowland. Scott Rowland.
No.
Who? Next.
He was really good. Like he played like from 1996 to 2012. I mean, he was really good. I agree with you. I don't think he's Hall of Fame level.
All
right. Next up, Jimmy Rollins.
No.
Jimmy Rollins.
All right. This is fine on about. I think as a person, he is a despicable human being. But
Jimmy Rollins.
No. This upcoming guy, not Jimmy Rollins. This upcoming guy. This is his last round about Curt Schilling.
Curt Schilling is despicable. We know that.
He's despicable, but as a player, if we're talking about him as a player, he's a Hall of Famer.
No.
He's again, stereotypical. He's one of the greatest postseason pitchers of all time.
So why is he despicable?
Oh, nothing much here. He supports lynching journalists. He supports lynching journalists. Number one, nothing much there. Bunch of racist, homophobic comments, and he supported the insurrection at the Capitol on January 6th.
Yep, he's a despicable human being.
Yeah, so that's why I say no, because they're not going to let someone like that in the Hall of Fame.
Especially in this day and age.
All right, next up, we only got a couple more names left here. Gary Sheffield.
No.
Let's go, Duke. Duke just upset Gonzaga. The first seed in college basketball. Gonzaga just lost to my Duke. So suck on it, slat nuts.
Here's the thing. Gary Sheffield, I would vote yes. I mean, have you seen some of Gary Sheffield's numbers? I mean, again, 509 home runs. I think they always say like 500 home runs is like one of those numbers that if you have that, that's like pretty strong chance that you'll get 292 average, 396, 393 on base, 514 slugging. Like, I mean, I would vote yes for Gary Sheffield.
Yeah, I agree.
All right. Here's another controversial name, Sammy Sosa.
No.
I mean,
and he has my name, and I'm saying no.
Here's the thing though about Sammy Sosa. Like, he's in that PED, category of Bonds and Clemens. Like, he also uses a cork bat, so you could argue like maybe he has more stuff than that. But if we're talking talent wise, the guy hit over 600 home runs. The guy like was a stud. So
let me say
I would vote yes for Sosa.
No, here's the thing. Sammy Sosa lost my vote because you said black was ugly. So go F yourself, Sammy Sosa. Go F yourself in a giant ditch. And let's go Duke. One more thing to say. Let's go Duke. Duke with the dub. We 7-0.
All right, 3 more names here. Another guy first year on the ballot. Mark Teixeira.
I love Mark Teixeira. He's one of my all-time favorite Yankees besides Derek Jeter. I don't think he'll be in the Hall of Fame. It kills me to say that.
He's close, though. I will say this. He's close.
He's great. He'll be close to it. Only first baseman to have a great running speed.
I mean, and he's one of the he's like what top 10
first baseman
home runs for switch hitters or something. Like, he's
one of the best switch hitters of all time. And I love Mark Teixeira.
He's one of the best switch hitters of all time. So for now,
my mind is telling me no, but my heart is telling me yes.
For this upcoming ballot, I would vote no. But if you ask me on a different ballot, I may change my mind. He's one of those guys. That's going to be very interesting, Mark Teixeira.
I love Mark Teixeira. It kills me not to go against him. Mark Teixeira, if you're watching this podcast, I'm a huge fan. Huge fan. I'm just sorry. It kills me. It painfully kills me. It painfully kills me to go against you. It's painful. Yeah. Me and Adam Bersani and myself, Mike Kane, we love you. But it's the pain. The pain hurts. Adam.
All right. Two more names. Omar Vizquel. No.
Never heard of him. Next.
Well, as a player, I don't think he's a Hall of Famer, but we talked about the stuff with character issues. I'll say this. Kurt Schilling may be bad, but if you hear about some of the stuff this Omar Vizquel guy did, he makes Kurt Schilling look like an angel. That's all I'm going to say.
What did he do?
Go look it up. I'm not going to mention it. I can't mention. All right. Next up, last one, Billy Wagner.
Is he like 100,000 years old?
I think so. Hold on. But yeah, I think no on Billy Wagner. But that's all for the Hall of Fame ballot. And I think the big thing is going to be watching is, will this be the year that Bonzo comes to get in? Will this be the year where those two finally get in? Because this is going to be very, very big for future Hall of Fame ballots. Because for a lot of names on this list, because I'll tell you what, if Bonzo Clemens do get in, a lot of names do it. Alex Rodriguez, David Ortiz, Sammy Sosa, Manny Ramirez, then they all should get in as well. But if they don't get in, but here's the thing, if Bonzo Clemens don't get in, it would be hypocritical of the writers to then letting other PED guys let's say all those guys are studs. Neither of them were as good as Bonzo and Clemens. Like maybe Alex Rodriguez, but that's it.
Yeah, Barry Bonds. I think he would have broke the record without steroids for the home run record.
You could make that argument. Yeah, you could.
He would have. Here's the thing. He's on the Mount Rushmore of baseball. 100% he is.
Oh, definitely. All right, Sam, I mean, we got to get to our bets. So, Sam, really quickly, you have any thoughts?
No, let's get to our bets.
Yeah. Alex, do you have any?
Wait, hold on. Sam forgot to do his bet.
No, we'll get that. Alex, really quickly, your thoughts on the Hall of Fame?
It's 12:51. I'll do the bet next episode.
You big baby.
Mike, I'm like half a second to like falling asleep.
All right, Alex, go ahead.
There's nothing really much to add. I think you, Adam, went for the touchdown with your opinion on it, and I think that it was a great segment.
Appreciate it, Alex. Appreciate it. But now it's time to move on to our bets of the episode. But before we get to our bets, Sam, you made your bet a couple episodes ago at Michael, and you ultimately lost your bet. So you're wearing your Knicks shirt, so we see that. And B, you have to praise the Knicks, and B, bash the Pelicans and Ravens. So the floor is yours, my friend.
So do that now.
Yes. Get it over with. Just get it over with.
Okay, so first I'll do the easy part, praising the Knicks because they're my second favorite team.
Make it good, Sam.
Their coach Tom Thibodeau is doing an amazing job. I've said Tom Thibodeau does an amazing job. He's one of the best coaches in the league. Julius Randle is Julius Randle. He's doing amazing this season again, showing that it wasn't just a one season thing. RJ Barrett is getting better. Obi Toppin's getting better. And I think they can make it into the second round this year. I think the Knicks are going to be just fine. I have confidence in the Knicks. And right now they're better than the Hawks. Where do I begin with them? All right. Where do I begin with them? Well, first of all, our coach is terrible. Well, I wouldn't say our coach is terrible. Our management is terrible. We got Graham and we got Valanciunas. And we gave away Drew Holiday and we gave away Lonzo Ball. Drew Holiday is a champion and Lonzo Ball is looking like the next superstar right now. So that was an L. And then Zion Williamson looks like Kendrick Perkins on steroids. So that's another yikes. The Pelicans are just awful right now, and we really need to get our shit together. Like, at least we won 5 games now. So at least that's something, but we need to get our shit together. Like, the Pelicans are just awful right now. I can go on, but I'm just going to stop the rant here.
All right. Ravens.
This is a tough one. How do I bash the Ravens even? You know what? I'm just going to say, okay. I don't want you to take this out of context. Because I'm going to be saying blasphemous stuff just to piss off Mike. I'm going to be saying such blasphemous things that we may piss off viewers. And I'm doing this on purpose. Remember, these aren't my actual opinions and thoughts, right?
Go ahead.
So let's start off. The Ravens suck.
Good.
Like, the Ravens suck. Lamar Jackson is a terrible quarterback. Terrible. Like Lamar Jackson.
He can't throw.
Lamar Jackson.
Can't throw.
People can throw better than Lamar Jackson. How about that?
Lamar Jackson is worse than Daniel Jones. Like, if he was put on the Giants may have a worse record right now. Our coaching staff is terrible. Our defense is awful. Our offense is awful. Like,
Your Hall of Famer stuff.
The Chiefs are just 10 times better than the Ravens. Like, the Chiefs are just 10. The Jets are the best team in the league right now, obviously. Like, Zach Wilson is obviously the MVP of the league. There's no debate there. I don't think there should be a debate. Zach Wilson is the MVP. And the Ravens just suck.
All right, I would say that's enough.
Okay.
That's enough philosophy for one day.
Did everyone get triggered? Good.
I would say everyone's triggered up, but Sam, great job paying off for that. So really quickly here to recap episode 55. I lost my third straight bet. Warriors over the Clippers. No, Cavaliers on the spread. I won that one, but Clippers over Grizzlies wrecked my parlay. So there's that. Alex won another bet. He had Weber State over UMass on the money line and the Flames over the Sabres. He won his bet. He won his parlay. He had 16.32 points. Chris had the Raiders. I had the Bengals over the Raiders, Seahawks over Cardinals, Chiefs over Cowboys. Parlay, I believe. Who lost? was it the Bengals that lost? I don't know, and I don't care. So either way, he lost his bet. Sam, you had the Warriors over the Pistons on my line. You won your bet. You add 7.65 points. Marcellus had the Warriors over the Cavaliers on the spread. Same bet as me, except he didn't do a parlay. He was smart, so he adds 9.09 points. And Michael, you had Duke over Lafayette on the money line. You won that bet. You had Georgia over South Carolina on the money line. You won that bet. You needed one more win to complete your parlay. You had the Cowboys over the Chiefs, and you lost your bet to Chris. So you know what, Michael? Sam just pay off his bet. So next episode when we have Chris on, you're gonna have to pay off your bet. Wait.
I gotta wear a Chiefs jersey. I gotta wear a Chiefs jersey.
He has to wear a Chiefs jersey. And trust me, we're getting all that done behind the scenes. So Michael, on a future episode, you are gonna have to wear a Chiefs jersey.
Adam,
all right.
Adam, you gotta do the standings, Adam.
Damn, I forgot to do the standings.
Yeah, asshole.
All right, Michael, you remain in first place, 28-27 record, 302.28 points. I'm in second, 24-31 record, 266.76 points. Chris is in third place, 26-29 record, 262.78 points. Alex is fourth place, 22-33 record, 254.68 points. He's less than 10 points behind Chris. Could we see Alex sneak his way into the top three?
Alex has been in the top three since episode 12.
Longer than that. I don't think he's been in the top three at all. He's probably the only.
If Alex hits the top three, I'm taking a permanent vacation for a while. Adam, you know it'd be funny if Sam gets in first place.
That would be wild. Marcellus is in fifth place, 31-24 record, 244.85 points. Sam, you're in last place, 26-29 record, 205.20 points.
Adam, I'm in VIP.
200.
Sam is at the bottom of the club. It's okay. Sam's trying to get in VIP. Me and you're already in VIP popping bottles. Sam is already at the bottom of the food chain trying to get up to the main club. That's where he is.
Can I start my bet now? Because I have an interesting bet.
All right, you want to go first, Sam? Go ahead.
So I'm going to do a parlay, obviously.
What a shocker, as usual.
What? Yeah, I know. What a shocker. So I'm going to have a really easy one. I'm going to have the Charlotte Hornets over the Rockets. That's my first. That's obvious. And then for my second one, that's going to be a Sunday game. It is the Lakers over the Pistons.
Gotcha.
There's a reason why I'm saying mine's interesting, because if I win this parlay, I could potentially get into third or second place.
Okay, who was your first bet again?
My first bet's the Hornets.
Over who?
The Rockets.
Okay, how would you get into first and third and second place?
You'll see. Then there's the Lakers. I chose the Lakers over the Pistons.
Yeah.
Two very safe bets, right?
Okay.
Give me the Pelicans over the Jazz.
Oh, Sam, you a fool.
If I win that bet, y'all fucked.
That's gonna be a very, very interesting game. So,
if Sam was able to take 8 bets in a row, he would probably would have done it.
All right, just for the record, we do have both Marcellus's and Chris's bet. Marcellus is taking the Hornets on the spread, and Chris is picking Kansas in college basketball on the money line.
Just quick question, Adam, because I'm taking money line for all of them.
Yep.
Because money line would be best for all of them, correct?
Yep.
Just for the Jazz Pelicans game alone, that's like what, 40 points, 50 points?
I'm pretty sure. I'll have to do the calculations, but it's up there. It's good. It's probably gonna be up there in all likelihood.
Yeah. So if I win my bet, you're fucked.
Oh man, Sam's trying again. All right, I'll go next. Guys, a wise man once said, "The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result."
Yeah, so that means you give into the insanity and do it.
So my last 3 bets I've lost, I've chosen up parlay on all three of them.
So choose another parlay and don't be a pussy.
And guess what? I think I looked this up. I have not won a parlay once on on this podcast. I have not won a single parlay.
Adam, you're not good with parlays. Just stick to your bets. Stick to your normal.
But
Adam, do another parlay.
Adam, ignore him. Adam,
you will win this parlay.
Guess what, Sam?
You will win this parlay.
Am I going to do another parlay? My answer is yes and no. Let me explain. I may be terrible at parlays, but it turns out I have a really good record with same game parlays. So here's what I'm going to do. The Jets are playing the Texans, and they're getting 2.5 on the spread.
okay.
And I just said before about Zach Wilson. Need to have a big game. So I'm going to take a same game parlay. I got the New York Jets on the spread, and I'm taking Zach Wilson over 231.5 passing yards.
I mean, that's not really...
there's no two reasons. Number one, are the Jets going to lose every single game the rest of their way? I don't think so. This is one of, the only, quote-unquote, winnable games they have up on the schedule. So I like the Jets to finally, get a win here. The Texans, I mean, they are what they are. They're a terrible team.
With your Zach Wilson thing, that's only going to be what 10, 15 points.
What?
I
just did the calculations. If I win this bet, I add 26.91 points.
Oh wow!
I'm choosing spread over money line because I want to be safe. It's kind of a safe bet. Even if I did take money line, I would add 2 or 3 more points. Not worth it.
Just quick question: how much was my parlay?
Let me. I'll do the calculations for that right now. But in the meantime, Alex, go ahead, do your bet.
Okay, I'm gonna do.
Just so you may need to text for me because I'm currently doing Sorry, Sam, we can't get the official calculations for you because as of right now, the Canes and Lakers game is still in progress, and they don't release they're not gonna release the Lakers spread until that is over. So I'll get your official point totals as soon as I can. So
all right.
I'm sorry, Alex. Go ahead.
Brooklyn Nets. Oh wait, Alex, I'm gonna be doing a parlay again.
All right, parlay. So I'm assuming the Nets is your first one.
Yes, and
money line, right?
Yes.
And who's next?
The Houston Rockets spread.
You like this Rockets to cover the spread against the Hornets?
Oh, yes. So we're battling each other. All right.
Ooh. Sam versus Alex. Do you guys want to put anything extra on this?
No,
actually,
this is not.
Actually, it's a 3-way battle because Marcellus picked the Hornets.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, you forgot that Marcellus also picked the Hornets. So,
just quick question, Adam.
Yeah.
Do you mind if you do? Oh wait, never mind. I was gonna say, what would happen if if I chose the Detroit Pistons over the Lakers?
What would happen if you did that? You might provoke Michael into doing a head-to-head with you.
Do I want to do a
head
to? Because here's the thing.
What bet did this buffoon pick?
Do I want to do that? Because here's the thing: if the Detroit Pistons and the Pelicans win, and the Hornets win, I have 2 very bad teams winning against 2 very good teams.
Exactly.
Sam, you a fool. Sam, you a fool. Don't do it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Do I really want to do 2 bad teams? Because I already have 1.
Sam, I'm just looking out for your health, buddy. Don't do it.
It's here's the thing: you only live once, and either way, it's not like I'm losing real money, right?
Sam, you're already in last place already. Don't do it.
A wise man once said, Mike, if you're gonna lose the worst way you possibly can.
Oh, dear God. You've been hanging out with Adam too much. You be saying stupid shit. That's what you've been hanging out with Adam too damn.
If you're going to lose be the absolute worst way to lose. So, you know what? Switch it. I'm going to choose the Pacers over the Lakers.
Oh!
What?
So
Mike,
all right, Michael, last up. Are you going to take the bait?
Me?
Are you going to go head to head with Sam once again? Are you going to take the bait? The floor is yours.
I'll think about it. But for my first bet, I'm going to do my favorite college football rivalry, Ohio State versus Michigan. I'm going to go with Michigan. I'm going to go with, Alex, you know about college football better than I do. Alex, who's the better team this year?
I would have to say the Buckeyes.
Is Michigan top 25 or not really?
Michigan's really good this year.
Are they good this year, Alex?
They're like what? They're ranked 5th right now, if I'm not mistaken.
I am checking right now, and they are ranked 1 second. 6.
And what's Ohio State?
Ohio State ranks 2nd. Here on ESPN, they have it 5th.
You know what? I'm going to go with an upset. I'm going to go with Michigan over Ohio State on the upset.
Money line?
Money line.
And Mike, I know you got no balls to verse me in my Pelicans and Pistons game. You got no balls.
I'll go.
Right. That's your first bet.
You won't choose the Jazz, and you won't. Then I know you definitely won't be choosing your Lakers because you know you're going to be losing
since
both
I
of those
got
games.
No balls, apparently. Sam, I accept. Hit me, baby, one more time, you son of a bitch. I accept your challenge because my balls are extra grande, bigger than your whole damn body.
So you're taking the Lakers?
Absolutely.
All right. Are you also taking the Jazz? Wait,
I ain't taking the Jazz. I ain't stupid now. No one takes the Jazz. No one picks the mailman.
Okay. So you're just taking the Lakers.
No one picks the Jazz on 2K. Come on now.
All right. So you're just taking the Lakers. Got it.
Yeah. And I'm also going to pick Duke versus Ohio State next week.
I'm not sure if I don't think you'll be able to do it. Yes, they'll have to be like kind of recess free to do the parlay calculations.
No, you can do all 3 sports. I'm doing a 3-game.
Wait, when's that game you mentioned? The Ohio State basketball game?
Next Tuesday.
Next Tuesday. That's probably gonna be too far off.
All right.
If it was just for a standalone bet, I would accept it. But the fact that
I'm gonna do Georgia versus Georgia Tech. I'm doing Georgia versus Georgia Tech. Georgia on the spread.
College football.
Yeah. No way, Georgia's losing.
All right, Georgia on the spread, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha. All right, guys, it's all for our bets.
Has Sam even won a bet since he been on this show?
Yeah. All right, guys, before we close out the show, we just want to say we hope all our listeners and all of you have very wonderful Thanksgiving.
To all the fat people, we ate our food. We got our grind.
For those of you who don't know, I'm going to do it. My Thanksgiving 2021 in a nutshell: parade, turkey, potatoes, corn muffins, video games, all that stuff.
You know what we do in my family for Thanksgiving?
Go ahead.
Watch the T-Neck versus Hackensack football game in my
football
town.
Too. Almost forgot.
T-Neck Hackensack football game. We watched that in my town.
Oh, nice.
My cousin played. T-Neck lost, sadly. And then I watched the parade. Then I watched my favorite Thanksgiving movie, March or the Wooden Soldiers.
I never saw that.
It's an old 1930s movie. And then we cook the food in my family. And I'm my mom's taste tester. I could tell if the food goes bad or good. And then, me and my family play a touch football game between my mom's side of the family versus my dad's side of the family every year. And my dad's side of the family always wins because we have me. And we eat too much food, and then I go into a food coma, and then we drank. We drank in my family. We drank.
All right.
And we smoked some conch.
All right.
On that note,
all right, Sam, really quickly, how was your Thanksgiving in a nutshell?
Drunk.
Sam can't handle the licky lick. He can't handle Alex. The worst of my cousin. Sam can't handle the drink he drank.
Okay, Alex. Alex, how
drunk.
about you? How was your Thanksgiving?
It was very good.
You don't want to give any other details?
I had a shitload of food.
By the way, a little we don't have enough people to do it, but in our future episodes, I want to hit towards a new set. We don't have enough time to do it in this episode, but from now on, like since it's the holiday season, a little hit towards the future. For all holiday episodes, at the end of every single episode, I'm going to do a favorite holiday segment. That's all I'm going to say.
Oh dear God, Adam, you are fucking up our show with this holiday crap.
If you don't like it, too bad. Don't like it too bad. But I got in the show right here.
Ebony Scrooge.
Alright, I got
Ebenezer
in the show.
Scrooge.
That's it. This has been episode 56 of the Get Game On podcast with yours truly, Adam Grassani, Mike Cunningham, and Sam Morales. If you like what you heard, leave a like and follow or subscribe to the podcast. Also, if you want to join the conversation, have a comment or review, or you may feature it in a future episode. Remember, don't assume a juice is just sassy. If you can imagine a world, believe in it, and dive in. See you next time, and until then, stay lit.
Camera out.